Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get you truly unique insights. Today, we're tackling a challenge lots of us face, learning a new language, especially when, the usual methods just feel a bit flat, maybe overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit a wall with generic textbooks or apps that don't really connect with what you need. It's frustrating.
Exactly. So it feels like you're stuck, not making real progress.
Right. And that's actually why we're really excited today. We're going to do a deep dive into a specific tool.
Google's generative AI, NotebookLM. Now, this isn't just, another language app off the shelf. It's built for really personalized learning. Think of it less like a standard teacher and more... It is, because it helps you move from just passively reading stuff to actively engaging with it, which, cognitive science backs this up. We learn way better when things are relevant to us and we can apply them right away. It avoids that problem of learning a word and then immediately forgetting where you saw it.
Okay, I see. So it keeps the context.
Precisely. It grounds everything in the stuff you actually care about learning from.
Right then. So our mission for you listening today is pretty clear. We're going to unpack exactly how this NotebookLM thing works, step by step.
Yeah.
And more importantly, we'll dig into some really specific, actionable ways you can use it. Make it your, secret weapon for getting better at English, focusing on your path. Let's dive in.
Right.
Okay, so let's unpack NotebookLM itself. What is it, fundamentally?
At its heart, it's a generative AI tool from Google. You can find it at notebooklm.google.com. And generative is the key word here. It doesn't just find answers that already exist. It actually creates new stuff.
Creates? Like what?
Like summaries, maybe questions, exercises, all based directly on the documents you upload.
Okay. So not the whole internet, just my stuff.
Exactly. It focuses only on the information you give it. That's why the responses can be so tailored and, frankly, relevant.
And what kind of stuff can you upload?
Pretty much anything text-based you're using. PDFs, Google Docs, even just notes you've typed up, whatever your learning material is. And once it's in there, you can chat with it, have a conversation about that specific content.
Interesting. And is it hard to get started?
No, actually, it's surprisingly simple. You just go to the
Site, log in with your Google account, standard stuff. Then you create a new notebook. Think of it as your project space. And then you just upload your documents. Could be in English.
Right. So, strategy 1, uploading study content. This is foundational. You can put in, like we said, articles, book chapters, notes, vocabulary lists, dialogues, maybe even transcripts from videos or podcasts.
Okay. And once it's in?
Then you start asking questions. Simple stuff like, what does this phrase mean if you're stuck? Or maybe, if it's dense, summarize this text in Spanish or whatever your native language is, just to get the gist.
Quick summaries. Nice. What else?
You could ask for, say, give me a glossary of the most difficult words here, or maybe ask me 5 comprehension questions about this text to test yourself.
Testing yourself on the spot. I like that.
Yeah, or even specific grammar things, like give me examples of how despite, although, and however are used in this text.
Okay, that's powerful. Focusing on the text usage, that leads nicely into vocabulary, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How does it help with that specifically?
It does. Which brings us to strategy 2, learning contextual vocabulary. This is a big one for me. So imagine you upload, an English news article about something complex, like AI ethics. Instead of just looking up words one by one in a dictionary, losing the context, you can ask NotebookLM something specific. Like, identify the 10 most advanced words in this article and give me their definitions with examples from the text itself.
So you see the word used right where you found it.
Exactly. That helps massively with actually remembering it and knowing how to use it properly. It's not just a definition floating in space.
Yeah, that makes sense. Beats flashcards sometimes. Now, what about practice? I know a lot of people, myself included, find textbook exercises a bit dull.
They often feel disconnected. Well, strategy 3, Creating personalized exercises tackles that head-on. NotebookLM can generate practice activities based on the material you just uploaded.
Seriously, like what kind of exercises?
All sorts, really. You could upload a text and say, make me fill in the blanks exercises using this text,
Yeah.
or create a table showing the main verbs from this text in their past, present, and participle forms.
Wow, okay, that's very specific.
Or even create some sentences using the prepositions found in this document. So every single exercise you do is directly reinforcing the exact vocabulary and grammar you're currently focused on in your material.
That sounds incredibly efficient. Much better than wading through irrelevant stuff.
It really is.
Okay, reading, writing, vocab, exercises. What about the speaking side? Or at least understanding conversations? Can it help there?
Yes, and this is where it gets quite
Innovative, I think. Strategy 4. Simulated conversations. Let's say you upload a dialogue, maybe from a movie script you like or a transcript of a meeting.
Okay.
You can then ask Notebook. Exactly. Or you could even say, create a similar conversation, but make it happen in an office, using the structure of the original. It lets you play with the language, try different scenarios, without the pressure of a live conversation partner right there.
Sure.
Builds confidence.
I could see that being really helpful. Okay, one more strategy you mentioned, translation and reflection. You said it's more than just getting a translation.
Oh, absolutely. This is about really engaging actively. It's a powerful technique. So you start by uploading, say, a paragraph in English,
Right.
and you ask NotebookLM, translate this into Spanish or your language.
Okay, standard enough so far.
Right, but here's the twist. Then you challenge yourself, maybe cover up the original English, and you ask NotebookLM, now translate the Spanish back into English, but try to use synonyms where possible.
Ah, so you're trying to reconstruct it, but differently.
Exactly. And after you've had a go at translating it back yourself, you can ask NotebookLM to check your work. Is my translation attempt correct? What could be improved?
I see. That forces you to think much more deeply about word choice, sentence structure, nuance.
Precisely. It pushes you way beyond just finding a word-for-word equivalent. You start to internalize the language structure. It's really key for getting towards fluency.
Those are some fantastic, really practical strategies. Now, to really get the most out of NotebookLM, are there any other maybe general tips or habits people should adopt?
Definitely. Think about integrating it into your routine. For daily review, maybe keep a dedicated notebook just for useful phrases or grammar points you stumble upon during the day. Then you can quickly review them with NotebookLM's help, maybe ask it to quiz you.
Good idea. Like a dynamic flashcard deck.
Sort of, yeah. Another thing is active interrogation. Don't just ask, what does this mean? Ask why. For example, what verb tense is being used in this sentence, and why was it chosen over another tense? That pushes you to understand the rules, not just the words.
Deeper thinking.
And for pronunciation reinforcement, while NotebookLM is text-based, you can ask it for help. Request a phonetic guide for tricky words. Sometimes it might even be able to point you to external resources, maybe a link to hear the pronunciation. It helps bridge that gap to actually speaking.
Useful.
Anything else?
One more weekly progress tracking. Maybe set up a new notebook each week for the material you cover. And at the end of the week, you can actually ask the AI to help you analyze your progress. What themes did I focus on?
Summarize the key grammar points from this week's notes. It gives you a sense of accomplishment and shows you how you're evolving.
That's great for motivation, seeing the progress laid out.
Okay, so pull...
Because it's crucial. General content often feels, well, general. Maybe not relevant to your specific goals or interests. NotebookLM works only with what you feed it. This means you can have real-time interactions, ask detailed questions about the exact text you're working on, and get immediate relevant answers.
So it deepens understanding, not just translation.
Exactly. It helps you go way beyond just surface-level comprehension. It really becomes like having a personalized linguistic coach available 24/7, totally focused on your learning journey.
Are there any sort of downsides or things to watch out for?
That's a fair question. I mean, it's incredibly powerful for engaging deeply with text, but language learning isn't just text, right? You still absolutely need real-world interaction for fluent speaking practice, for catching cultural nuances, for that spontaneous back and forth.
So it's a tool, a
Yeah.
powerful one, but not a complete replacement for conversation practice.
Precisely. It's
Yeah.
an ally, a very strong one. It complements other methods, especially real-world practice. You wouldn't want to only use this. There's maybe a small risk of becoming too reliant on it for quick answers, but I think using those active strategies we talked about, asking why, translating back, creating exercises, forces you to do the mental work yourself.
Right, keep yourself actively involved. Okay, that makes sense. Let's make this really concrete. Can we walk through a scenario, how someone might combine these strategies?
Sure. Let's imagine Maya, she's a software engineer, maybe needs to improve her English for an international project. She needs to understand technical articles well.
Okay, Maya the engineer, what's step one?
Step one, she finds a relevant English article, maybe something complex like the future of renewable energy, and uploads it to a new notebook in NotebookLM.
Got it. Article uploaded. Step two.
Step two, now she starts interacting with it, layering those strategies. She might start broad. What's the main idea of this article? Just to orient herself.
Okay, basic comprehension first.
Then, maybe she needs a quick takeaway. Give me a summary in 3 sentences.
Useful for meetings.
Exactly. Then dive into the specifics. What are the more technical terms used here to handle the jargon?
Tackling the vocabulary.
Right. And maybe she has an English proficiency test coming up, like the TOEFL. She could ask, generate 5 TOEFL-style comprehension questions about this text.
Wow, specific test practice based on her own material.
Yeah. And finally, maybe she needs to explain these concepts to a colleague who has a lower English level. She could ask, how can I rewrite this key paragraph at a B1 level?
Practicing simplification and adaptation.
See, in one session, she's gone from basic understanding to technical vocabulary, test practice, and even adapting the language for different audiences, all centered on that one article relevant to her work.
That really paints a picture. It's like an all-in-one study partner for that specific piece of content.
Yeah.
So wrapping up the core benefits, NotebookLM really seems to offer a way to make learning English incredibly personalized, super interactive, and much more efficient, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It shifts the focus from just consuming information passively to actively, deeply engaging with the materials that matter most to you. It helps turn reading into real understanding and eventually mastery.
It feels like it puts you, the learner, much more in control.
It does. And, you know, this whole approach, it raises a bigger question, doesn't it?
Go on.
Well, think about how this model conversing directly with your own learning materials could be used beyond just language learning.
Imagine applying this to any subject where you really want to go deep, to truly internalize complex information. History texts, scientific papers, philosophy essays.
Yeah.